see the river call your name, washing over yesterday.
The Zambezi is a river that remembers, a river that listens, a river that gathers stories and returns them as echoes. We came to the Zambezi to understand culture, not from a distance, but through experience, through learning, through collaboration, through poetry. We came to the Zambezi not just to see, but to feel, to follow culture the way the river follows its course. We used our 5 senses as compass. We listened, we tasted, we touched, we watched, we inhaled memory. And in every moment, 3 themes held us together: identity, equality, coexistence.
There is a breeze in the winds that whispers in different tongues here. Stories I hear, told in different tongues, different songs sang in different tunes. I feel it. In the air caressing me, I hear it. In the hums of Africa here, we all meet in awe of the majesty of God's creation here, where different roots meet in the spirit of the same ancient truth. In rhythm to the same ancient song, I am because you are, where water falls in thunderous grace, umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu, we are one.
We began by listening. Identity begins with voice. At Breeze FM, we did not whisper. We spoke. We asked questions. We shared stories. Radio reminded us that culture is heard before it is written.
Because radio is about a feeling. If I'm listening to radio and I feel like it's not speaking to me, I switch to the next one until I get to a channel that speaks to me. So let's embrace all the languages. We've got our own national languages that we are required to broadcast in. But because of our diverse location, we then try by all means to capture all the languages in the area. Because in Vic Falls, you've got Lugales, you've got Tongas, you've got Lozes. Just behind us, this wood here, there's a lot of Lugales, there's a lot of Lozes, a lot of Zambian people. I think some that worked at the National Railways coming from Angola, they based here in Vic Falls. Emma Railways, there's the one-way area, Emma Donkin. So there's a diverse culture. And
which audience do you mostly look for?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you communicate to the whole community, or do you target those who are like from the 90s, those from the 2K?
We created a listener called Jane. Her name is Jane. So Jane is between the ages of 15 to 35. Remember, at the radio, you broadcast to one person, you speak to one person. Jane loves jazz music. Wakes up in the morning, she wants to hear your weather, your air traffic, because she expects a lot of visitors. She's in the tourism industry. What conversations occupy our minds? Do we talk financial inclusion? Do we talk careers? The future, what does the future hold for a poet? Do your parents understand you when you say, I want to be a poet? That is my bread and butter. So those kind of Zambezi meetup conversations.
Obstacle after obstacle, we claim back our story with a confidence in our numbers. All the languages of the Zambezi, we claim back our story. Our story is not one of tears nor of fears. It is a proud draw of the Mosotunya. We stand tall, we stand strong, obstacle after obstacle. as the proud four of the Mosotunya. And today, as we did yesterday, we keep going.
Identity is also tasted in shared salt, in food prepared with care. Around the table, hierarchy disappeared. We proposed new futures. We imagined new systems. Culture is not static. It is lived.
Nothing is wrong with you. You were just born in Africa. And no, Africa is not the problem. The problem is being born in a continent still leaking blood, leaking history, carrying weight upon unhealed traumas, weight passed down like surnames, traumas with a last name, leaking survival into culture until endurance begins to look like identity. And no, it is not your fault that you don't know yourself. It is a mere distraction. You must not know yourself, because knowing yourself draws a line between what belongs to you and what was taken away from you. Nothing is wrong with you. We are walking projection, the backstabber of a jealous friend whispering behind you, saying your confidence is just too much, spills her bitterness like seeps through every weight, spilling like smoke into your chest, scratching under your skin, but it is not yours. She is terrified of the fire. She refuses to feed herself. It is mere projection. And every time you feel hurt, that's your body calling you to yourself, because nothing was wrong with you.
In the museum, identity became layered. Pre-colonial strength, colonial interruption, post-independence questions. We searched for women in history. We searched for ourselves.
What is a woman's pride? In the land of creators, what is the sound of her voice? When words mean creation, what is the legacy we pass down? Generation to generation, what is power? When defined by money, what is authority in the face of segregation? Who are we when economies change and the so-called norms stay stagnant? A woman's situation is always different, from culture to culture, but the rules are the same. Patriarchy wears different skin from area to area, but the result is always the same. When women fighting their way up a system set to keep them down, yet steadfast in their strength. And from generation to generation, a chitenge is passed down from culture to culture in different forms. Yet the message is always the same. You are more than they see. You are woman.
Equality means space. Space on walls. Space on airwaves. Space at the table. Art interrupts silence. Equality looked like listening deeply, challenging gently, learning collectively. Equality demands that women are not background. They are foundation.
Our first mandate by the government is to promote and preserve art, because that's what culture is also preserved through art. I'm sure you know in history, that's how it's been. So our main mandate is to promote art, and like you said, most of the emerging artists when they start, they don't know where to go. But I have a skill and I've got this product, but where do I display it and how do I sell it? At least for the established artists, they already have where they go. And most private galleries work with certain artists. You just don't go there anyhow. Sometimes you're invited or you have to apply and be on the waiting list. But as our mandate is to promote art, so we get to embrace anyone who comes here.
So how has been your experience as a woman being in charge of an entire gallery for a whole 5 years, I assume? How has it been?
It hasn't been easy. Stereotyping is there, not because now everyone is talking about it in the news and everything. It doesn't come out straight in your face, but you can still hear it in the words, and sometimes it's discouraging. Like, well, she's just a child, and she's just a girl, and everything like that. But like, you have to really know what you're doing. But sometimes actually contracts come from even the people you're trying to serve, which makes it even harder. And I think for me, what has kept me going is always to know my goal. My goal was to serve my community, and I also want to inspire young girls and But aside from my work here, I'm also working with a group of girls. I have a mentorship club. I have 40 girls I work with. Yeah, it's a Muuka Girls Club, and we talk about different psychosocial life skills that we empower them with. But at the core, we use art as a tool of mentorship. Like, how do you really express yourself after you, because you may have all this knowledge, but you need to know how to express yourself. And before, we're only focused on visual art, but now we've tried to open it and expand it to encompass all kinds of art.
Coexistence is ancestral. It is understanding that your survival is tied to mine. Through theater, we embodied memory. Through story, we practiced empathy. Coexistence is collaboration. It is shared learning. It is building futures that hold all of us.
I have experienced joy in the silliest of moments, in the unplanned interactions that I end up wishing for them to last longer, the conversations that pop up unannounced, evoking emotions that inspire me to write more love letters, to the places that I have been to that claimed my heart, though I always remind myself that I belong to another. But these places have me promiscuous, going against my beliefs, placing aside everything I ever defined as morals. These culture shocks that have me on my knees, drooling over what I have never seen before. It's all new and enticing. I have experienced joy in eating what I have never ate before, bowing down to a chief I have never met before, learning what it means to be a woman in a different country, how to say hello in a language not of my own without feeling I betrayed my own people. I've experienced joy before, and I will do anything to experience it again.
We learned through our senses. We collaborated across borders. We turned experience into poetry, identity, equality, coexistence. The river flows forward, and so do we.
Hear the river call your name, washing over yesterday. Feel the rhythm in the rain. Let the current guide your way. Every heartbeat, a new chance. Every single step you take,